I think the second my starter kicked over to start up the Camaro, it started raining. Literally the exact second I clicked the starter button, it started drizzling. And I didn't realize till I was already on the trailer. Race car stuff. Should have bought a boat. Well, guys, I did it again. I brought the slowest car to the drag strip. Lot of fast cars here today at this track rental. I mean, it's probably like 20 cars, and I'm the slowest. It happens, you know? That just means that if they're hooking up, then I should be able to also. You take that off, please. Yeah, well, thankfully the car was wet, but now it's dry, just covered in pollen. I am dying. I am getting wrecked by pollen right now. How do you feel? Like, look at the tire. That is pollen.
Yeah.
And on the trailer,
I'm definitely feeling like an itchy throat from all the pollen. And,
yeah.
But
guys, don't mind us.
It came out of nowhere. Like, where? It was like yesterday it was near,
I know.
and then today.
All of a sudden
everywhere.
today, the weather just brought the pollen. I don't know. A lot of fast guys out here, so we'll just try to do our thing. It's not a race. I'm racing myself. Hopefully the car's good.
I'm taking on another job of doing the tire pressure stuff. I'm talking to the camera.
Well,
that you're gonna teach me how to do tire pressure stuff.
Yep.
You think I could do it?
I hope so. This is like a normal everyday car type of skill, not just a race car skill.
I know. I think I know how, but I just
definitely something you should know how to do.
I just don't know like what it needs to be at.
Yeah, that's a little bit like different. I
Yeah.
normally like them at like 17 psi.
Okay, so my guess is you check it first with this thing, and then if it needs to be added, you put air in it.
Yep. Yeah, give it a check.
But like, do you have to turn this thing on?
No,
or anything? You just put it in and pump it.
You shouldn't even have to do that.
How do you put it in?
Click that thing, and then push it all the way on, and and then let go of it. See how it's like coming out a little bit?
What do I do?
Like it was coming out a little bit from here. That means it probably wasn't in all the way. Like it shouldn't.
Oh. And then just leave it?
Yeah, you see they're only at 15 and a half, 15.7.
Go like, what does that do?
That lets air out of the tire.
Oh, okay.
So you see it's only at
15.6, so we need to get it to
17.
So then we take this thingy.
Mm-hmm. And that screws on.
This? Oh, it screws on?
Yeah.
Like all the way?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now there's no more noise, and then I just press
now
on.
Turn it on, and it'll read off. Like when you try to add air, like you see it's reading at 22. It reads like a few psi off, so I don't trust this thing. So I go up to like, say 28, 29, and then hit the bottom button. And now you just let it fill up until it gets to what it thinks. So like it's like 4 psi off.
Yeah.
So you see how it's reading 22 right now instead of 15. It's off.
Oh, so that's why you put it up to 29.
Yeah, and then I take air out with that because I trust that more than I trust that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you overload it and then take it out.
Yeah.
To get to 17.
Yep. I mean, it might not be too much past it, if any, so I kind of just wing it. Now you can check the other one while you're doing this too.
That is kind of confusing me, but
That the pressure's off?
yeah.
I know, it's weird. It's always like that. Try pushing it harder. There, like you were close. Like,
Oh, what? Oh.
so that one's at 18.9.
And we want it at 18?
Let's run them for the first hit at 17 and a half. So let out air until it's at. But this one's also in the sun, so it'll probably be at 18 by the time we get up there. Yeah, so we'll try it there. We'll try them both at 17 and a half, and then we can add or take out depending on what the car does. Now you see, like, it thinks it, look, like even just sitting there, it's at 3.5 for no reason. I don't know how to reset it.
Why can't I do this?
Really push it on.
I'm scared I'm gonna like break it.
I think you're good. So it's at 24.
So I need to go down to 17?
17 and a half, yeah. A lot of people run these tires at like 20, but I've always had luck lower. But I want to keep inching my way up because the higher your tire pressure is, the better it's going to feel on the big end, and the better it's going to 60 foot without spinning because you're not crinkling the tire as much. So I'm trying to work my way up to see how much pressure I can have in the tire before it spins. The more the better in a way, which is weird.
What'd you say?
It's hot.
It is hot out today. Track is gonna be hot.
Yep.
Let's see if I can do this one-handed. I don't know if I can. Oh, maybe I can. Oh, I did it. It's my job strapping them in. Making sure those things are out. About to go up for a first rip. Let me make sure.
It's on.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Do you imagine I'm hot? You could probably cook a freaking steak in between my legs right now. that seemed like a fast pass. I got some oil or something on my windshield, and the motor did turn off. So, not exactly 100% sure what happened there, but we'll know pretty shortly. I hope the motor didn't let out its magic smoke. So the catch can is full. And the motor did turn off, but I think that was probably our fastest pass yet. Didn't seem like it laid over. It seemed like it was still cruising on the big end there. Will it start? Is it hurt? You'll find out in just a moment.
Oh no, I thought I was gonna make it. Oh no.
Yeah.
I thought if you go fast.
Like this.
No? Oh.
Yeah, flippy toed her on the side.
I'm glad that happened when only you guys were. Alright, let's see. I just almost fell over. 60 foot 1-2, not bad. Well, I think that's good, or is that good? I don't know. 8th mile 5-3. 8-2-9 at 166. That was good. And I almost lost my shoes.
I have faith. Steering wheel. It sounds okay, but it's not idling. It sounds okay to me. Like, it doesn't sound like it's down on compression or anything.
Okay, wait, yeah, I was reading the 60 foot, I think, as 1-2, but that was the reaction time. 60 foot was 3.5, I think, which I don't think that's good. 8th mile 5-3, that's not bad. I'm sorry guys, I'm still learning, but I think that was a 60 foot 3.5. But I think he's gonna be pumped on that pass. Here he comes. I'm so excited just because I feel like I haven't seen the Camaro run a good pass in so long. But let's hear what Coop has to say. Woo!
Hey,
Hey,
how did it do?
I think it did good.
829. It was a bad 60 foot.
Yeah. I was reading the 60 foot as
0.3.
1.2 and I was like, oh, that was good. And then I just went back and looked at it and I was like, shoot, I'm still learning, guys. I was reading it wrong. But 8.2, I mean, that was good. I was freaking pumped about that.
I may have hurt the motor.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, so we'll
Well,
see.
Why do you
Yeah.
say that?
There's a couple different reasons.
Yeah?
Yeah, it let out a lot of oil, but that's how it goes, guys, you know? Motors don't last forever.
Oh no.
We'll see. We'll let it cool off for a minute. I'll pull the data log and we'll know. But in the end of the day, it is just a motor. It happens. It's crazy. It doesn't sound bad anymore. It sounds fine now. And I know why it turned off, and I know why it wouldn't stay idling, because I was just adjusting the idle set screw and it backed out a little bit, so it had no idle in it. So that's why it wouldn't idle right. But now, adjusted it again, idling great, and it doesn't sound hurt. I mean, it sounded like it was rod knocking to me, and you'll probably hear that in the video. And I mean, that answers half of my questions, why it wouldn't idle. Weird. I'll have to send Alpha the data log, see what he says. Old 2JZ V1 still seems like she's good. Catch can is honestly not that uncommon. I do fill up that catch can pretty commonly. Like, I've done that many a times. That's why I've been working on putting the one in the trunk. But all of that is coming next week. But if the motor's good, then that's a good sign. Yeah, I'm gonna clean it up and see what she does. I don't know. I mean, I want to. I gotta send Alpha a log before I really choose anything, so I'll be back. Guys, I'm in like an internal struggle here right now. So, tuner says motor looks fine, all the logs look fine, but talking to some of the other guys at induction, they are kind of saying I should just bring it home, change the oil, cut the filter open and see what it does, see what it looks like. If there was enough time in the day, I would just run home, grab all the stuff, do it real quick, but there is not enough time in today to do that. So it's either send it, make another pass with the new tune-up that I just got from Alpha, or bring it home, check the oil filter, pull the oil, and leave today with just one pass and a not hurt motor, most likely. Because if the oil is filled with E85 right now, it's probably very bad on the bearings. I know it is. And I can save the motor if I just bring it home right now and check the oil filter. I would have changed the oil last night, but my oil didn't show up to my house until today. So that's unfortunate too. Like, I literally just got the notification on my phone that my oil was delivered. So close. So close. So what do you think, Bronte? I mean,
I think we should go with option 2 of saving the motor.
Save the motor.
I want you to do another pass.
I know. I really want to load up the other tune right now and make another hit, but it's not worth it because we were just at a test session, and with Texas coming up, I'd rather bring it out there and blow up the motor in Texas than blow up the motor here on a test session.
Yeah.
It sucks because, like, you know, obviously I want to rip it more and I want to see what it does, but there's no reason to be a test and tune hero and blow up your motor with nobody in the lane next to you.
Yeah.
Because I like to compete, and blowing up the motor by yourself isn't really very competitive. Next time it's out, there's going to be a couple slight changes. So we're going to just go through a couple more things. I mean, I know you guys just saw me kind of dealing with it being down, but that is a high performance race motor life. It is down more than it's not usually with cars, but from what I can tell, the motor's fine. Put some fresh oil in it. If it is filled with E85, I'll just put fresh oil in it. You know, you're never a bad idea to change your oil. And it's been started and turned off so many times now that it's probably pretty washed out. Oil pressure did look good though, so motor's probably not hurt. So time to
I think we're leaving here with a good pass and a not hurt motor most likely,
I mean, that's how I'm looking at it. Like, that's definitely how we need to look at it. Like, we are leaving here with an 820 pass, knowing that the motor is happy.
Yeah.
It only went 820 because we hadn't run it with a bigger turbo yet, and we pulled a bunch out to see what it did, and that's why I went 820. If we had everything still in it, it probably would have went a 7, but hey, that's how it works. I'm happy with that. Parachute worked, wing felt really good up top. It hooked, it didn't spin, it didn't wheelie, it didn't break, most likely.
This is true.
I'm gonna keep talking to you.
No.
Where are you going?
I don't
Wait, we want to keep talking. I want to keep rambling.
I know. Turn on you.
All right, guys, I'll ramble more when we get home. Well, I'm giving the Camaro here an oil change, and we're gonna cut open the filter, see what we see, if there's any bearing material in there, anything like that, any kind of metal. I would have loved to do one last night before I went to the track today, but unfortunately the oil didn't come in until today. So isn't that awesome? I had the filters, I had almost enough. I was 1 quart short from being able to do a full oil change, so figured I would just send it and try. Got the oil draining right now. I'm gonna pull the filter off and check it out. Definitely smells like fuel. Definitely got a lot of fuel in it. All right, so I cut open the oil filter. It's all apart right here, you can see. And it's a little glittery in there. Just a little bit. So this oil filter has actually been on the whole time since we started, since the car's been started, dyno tuned and everything. I've changed the oil a couple times, but that's still the original oil filter. I just did drain and fills instead of doing the oil filter because it hadn't been on that long. So Definitely should have been changing it more often. That is definitely something I will be doing in the future because I'm trying to keep this motor happy, and it's a good habit to get into. I just fall back into the like, oh, it's, you know, it's a street setup, this and that, and I don't maintain it well enough. I'm really trying to force myself out of that mindset and into the it's a race car, maintain it like a race car mindset, if you know what I mean. It's very difficult to force myself into that mindset. So, oil really wasn't too bad. Obviously, it stinks of ethanol because it's been on and off a bunch of times. But there's definitely some glitter in there. That is most likely bearing material. But other than that, it didn't really look too bad. There's a couple shimmers here and there, but that's pretty much it. In here, you can see there was some metal, but it's not like coated in metal like some filters I've seen. I'd give it a 3.5, 4 out of 10 on how bad it looks. Not bad enough to pull the motor apart, that's for sure. Just bad enough to put some fresh oil in it, put a fresh filter on it, and send it and hope for the best. Because there ain't no need to put a fresh motor in this thing yet. Hopefully, we'll see. Sitting down to ponder life here. Old 2J, Toyota reliability, you got this. Don't let a little shimmer in your oil get you down, 2J. You got this. Fresh oil, fresh filter. It sounded okay after that initial clanking, but this motor does clank a lot. Like, there's a lot of noises that come out of it. The VVTi gear on the cam makes so much noise and so many weird noises sometimes that it's probably normal. Most likely. I'll just keep telling myself that until it's fine. Is that how life works? You just keep telling yourself it's fine until it's actually fine? I'll let you guys know when I have more information. I'm sure a lot of you guys would say, pull the motor out, have it gone through. But listen, there's just no time before TX2K to do any of that. So we're going to throw some fresh oil in there, put a fresh filter in there. I'll run it before Texas, you know, get a couple good passes on it, pull it again, cut it open, bring a fresh change of oil with me to Texas, probably change it again, start to keep up on that, you know, like a true racer. And then hope for the best, because listen, this motor, very, very basic motor that we are pushing farther than it should be. It's not long for this world, and I know that. And the guys at Induction know that. Everybody knows that. It's just a steel rotted motor, so it is beating the heck out of these bearings right now. And we know that, but they just need to hold on. Just keep on chugging. Just keep on chugging. You got this, little 2J. Little stock block 2J. You got this. Just need a couple more 7-second passes. At least one more 7-second pass, but I'd like a few more. Alright, I'm gonna fill this thing back up with oil. Warm the oil back up tomorrow morning. That'll do it for this video though, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Couldn't do it without you guys. I'll see you next time. Keep it saucy.